In the summer of 1914, the world watched in horror as Europe descended into chaos. The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand, heir to the Austro-Hungarian throne, had ignited a powder keg of tensions, plunging the continent into the First World War. Across the Atlantic, the United States, geographically removed from the carnage, clung to a policy of strict neutrality. President Woodrow Wilson, reflecting the sentiments of many Americans, declared that the nation would remain impartial in this distant conflict. The American populace was far from united in its opinion. Many, particularly those with recent immigrant ties to the warring nations, felt a strong pull towards their ancestral homelands. German Americans sympathized with the Central Powers, while Irish Americans harbored resentment towards Great Britain. This internal division further complicated the nation's stance on the war, fueling heated debates across the country. Despite the initial commitment to neutrality, the United States found itself increasingly drawn into the vortex of war. The conflict, initially perceived as a European affair, began to impact American interests on multiple fronts. Political pressure from allied nations, economic ties to Europe, and escalating threats to American lives and sovereignty gradually eroded the nation's resolve to remain uninvolved. The path to war was a complex and tumultuous one, marked by a series of pivotal events that ultimately tipped the scales in favor of American intervention. These incidents, coupled with a growing sense of moral obligation and the realization that the conflict posed a direct threat to American interests, compelled the United States to abandon its neutrality and enter the fray, forever altering the course of history. The United States, despite its proclamation of neutrality, was not entirely immune to the complex web of political alliances that had entangled Europe for decades. While the nation maintained a policy of isolationism, it shared strong cultural and historical ties with Great Britain and France, the leading powers of the Allied forces. Germany, on the other hand, posed a growing concern for the United States. Its aggressive military expansion and ambition for global dominance, coupled with its unrestricted submarine warfare, threatened American security and maritime interests. The sinking of the Lusitania, a British passenger liner carrying American citizens, by a German U-boat in 1915, further fueled anti-German sentiment and heightened tensions between the two nations. The Zimmermann telegram, a secret diplomatic cable intercepted by British intelligence in early 1917, proved to be the final straw. The telegram, sent by German Foreign Minister Arthur Zimmermann to Mexico, proposed a military alliance against the United States. In exchange for Mexico's support, Germany promised to help reclaim territories lost to the U.S. in the Mexican-American War. This blatant attempt to incite war on American soil, coupled with the continued attacks on American ships and citizens, shattered any remaining illusions of neutrality. The Zimmermann telegram, perceived as a direct threat to American sovereignty, galvanized public opinion against Germany, and provided President Wilson with the political ammunition needed to justify a declaration of war.